What did you steal?
Secrets?
I just watched Disclosure Day, and before talking about the movie itself, I think we need to talk about the director. Because a movie is not just a collection of scenes, graphics, and visual effects. A movie is the director's mind on display. Watching a film is like reading a book written inside the director's head. Unfortunately, these days, we judge movies with checklists. How were the graphics? Was it boring? Did it have a logic? Were there plot holes? And somewhere along the way, we have forgotten how to simply experience a movie and understand what it's trying to say. Why do directors make movies? Some do it for fame, some do it for money. And then there is a third category. People who genuinely want to communicate an idea, inspire people, or make them think about something important. In my opinion, Steven Spielberg belongs to that third category, because if someone believes that a filmmaker of his stature made this movie only for money and recognition, that would be the biggest joke. After watching the movie, most people come out discussing things like, how are the visual effects? Is this really how alien disclosure would happen? Some scenes didn't make sense. Some parts were confusing, and that's perfectly fine. But while everyone is discussing those things, I think many people are missing the deeper message hidden beneath the surface. Did anyone notice how the movie begins with a WWE style fight? Two people are beating each other inside a ring, while the crowd around them cheers, celebrates, and treat violence as an entertainment. A few scenes later, we see news reports suggesting that two nations are moving towards a possible nuclear conflict. And that's made me wonder how human beings become so addicted to conflict that we no longer know how to live peacefully. From wrestling matches, to wars, to political power struggles, conflict seems to be everywhere. Throughout the movie, we see humans interrogating aliens, try to extract information from them, and attempting to exploit their technology for their own benefit. Again and again, the film highlights the darker side of humanity. Now ask yourself two simple questions. In all of human history, how many people have been killed by aliens? Honestly, we don't know. Now ask another question. How many millions of people have been killed by other human beings? The answer is obvious. Millions, even hundreds of millions. Through wars, through violence, through greed, through power. So tell me, who is the biggest threat to the earth? Aliens or human beings themselves? What fascinated me was that the aliens in the films are not portrayed as conquerors. Instead, they seem to be trying to understand humanity. They even give humans the ability to understand them better. In one particular meaningful moment, the aliens essentially communicate like, we are not your danger, in their own language. And that single idea says more than 100 action scenes ever could. The real danger isn't always an unknown species from another planet. Sometimes the real danger is what humans do to one another. If you pay close attention from the beginning to end, another theme becomes clear. The movie questions how governments manipulate information, how far powerful institutions are willing to go to protect secrets, how ordinary people can become victims when authorities decided that trust must remain hidden. At certain points, the treatment of the aliens almost feels like laboratory experiments, as if humanity has become so obsessed with control that it wants to study, exploit, and dominate everything it encounters. Most people think Disclosure Day is about revealing the existence of aliens, but after watching the movie, I came away with a different interpretation. Maybe the real disclosure isn't about aliens at all. Maybe it's about exposing a truth we already know but refuse to acknowledge, that there are dangers on Earth far greater than extraterrestrials, that unchecked power, greed, violence, and fear can be more destructive than any alien civilization. Perhaps the movie is trying to disclose something about us only. So, how was the movie? For me, I genuinely liked it. Not because every scene was perfect, not because every question was answered, not because every plot point was logical. I liked it because it made me think. And any movie that stays in your mind long after the credit roll has already achieved something special. My rating, 8 out of 10. It may not satisfy everyone, but if you are someone who enjoys ideas, symbolism, and thought-provoking science fiction, Disclosure Day is definitely worth watching. What about you? Did you see it as an alien movie? Or as a movie about humanity itself? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep movie discussion. Thanks for watching.